We're made to believe that we're invincible, but it's not until you're faced with really difficult times and you realise that life is precious.
Adult male trauma.
He's got a partial degloving of both hands.
St George's, ETA 10 minutes.
He's got head on into a bus.
Almost totally amputated. I'm not joking.
We're all so busy.
Well, they're open 24 hours, 7 days a week.
St George's, London.
Welcome to the madhouse.
One of Britain's busiest A&E departments.
Right, CT are ready.
We need 2 units of O&A now.
OK, this is really time critical. It's our job to look after you and worry about you.
That we're going to find out what's going on with you, OK?
Thank you.
A place where life...
Success.
Love...
She's all right. She's all right.
And loss unfold every single day.
Love you.
Filmed across one 24-hour period, these are the stories of a nation and its health service.
Brave little man.
I'll never fully understand how people manage to get through one of the worst things they've ever had to deal with in their life.
God, I can't believe this has happened. So brave, isn't it?
You see people from every single walk of life, and it makes you realise the common threads of humanity far outweigh any differences.
I had this very romantic idea. I was part of a group of people that believed in fighting for what you believe. Equal rights, human rights, having the same chances and opportunities. We protested, we shouted. We did think we could change the world.
St George's. Okay. Yep. Male or female? Go direct to CT. Adult male, HEMS trauma, ETA 10 minutes. Can I have an adult trauma to A&E resus and activate the helipad? KSS coming from Dorking, cyclist versus car, chest abdo. Direct to CT.
A 44-year-old cyclist is being airlifted to St George's after a collision with a car.
He was training for a charity race. He was very excited. We didn't see him going. He left really early. I had a bad feeling, but I didn't tell him. I was on the bus when the phone rang. This voice said, "Your husband is being airlifted to St. George's." My little one kept on asking, "What's wrong, what's wrong?" I didn't talk, I just couldn't talk, couldn't tell them.
There it is now.
Dr. Vasunthara is preparing the trauma team for the patient's arrival.
Patients are often taken straight to CT because trauma CT is the best way for us to get an image of all of the injuries that the patient has sustained. That optimises their chances of survival. In my experience, I would say T-boning a car rarely leaves you able to just walk away. It usually is a very high impact blow. It can be catastrophic.
How's your pain, Sergio?
Doors open.
Which road seats in? Yeah.
Thank you. Just while you're...
1, 2, 3, lift. This is Sergio. It's a 44-year-old, otherwise healthy cyclist
was T-boned by a car when he was crossing a road. Injuries from top to toe are right-sided chest injury with the pneumothorax, possible abdominal injuries, and a right-sided elbow injury. Treatments he received was packaging and fentanyl 200 micrograms for pain relief.
Okay, thank you. Okay, just straighten out your arm then. Okay, you're going to go in and out of the machine a few times. Just keep nice and still for me.
Sergio represents what I believe in. And I love him for that. It's inconceivable. They wouldn't be there, you know, and I had to be strong for the children. I couldn't just fall into pieces and say, you know, what am I gonna do if he dies?
Ready, brace, slide.
44-year-old cyclist Sergio was airlifted to St George's after an accident with a car.
Okay, let's go.
Doctors suspect multiple internal injuries and have taken CT scans.
How much pain are you in at the moment? Loads? Enough. Okay.
Take deep breath for me.
Every time breathe in, it's hurt.
It's hurt.
Probably. We can see on the scan that you have the punctured lung, and so because of the puncture, your lung has come down. There's air there. We need to get the air out. What we're going to do is put a little tube into your chest, and that will drain all the air out. Do you understand? That'll make you feel better. A chest drain allows us to release the air and the blood that might be sitting in that space where it shouldn't be, giving space for the lung to then re-expand. It is always a high-risk procedure, and time is of essence for these patients because things can deteriorate quite quickly. What I'm going to do is put some local anesthetic there now, okay? This is the only part that should be painful.
It just feels like a big bee sting going him.
Does that still hurt there? A little?
Do you cycle normally?
I come in.
Okay.
What's work?
Rehab saving.
As in, like, teaching people?
No, actually work. The construction.
Sergio's partner, Rosa, has been notified about the accident.
Sergio is with us. If you come down, we'll be able to tell you exactly what injuries and what we're doing for him in person. We'll see you soon. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
He's Spanish, so he's fiery.
Very sorry.
But that's Sergio. Spain was under a dictatorship for a very long time. I think that has a strong impact on Spanish people trying to step away from it.
Do you want to squeeze hand or anything?
I grew up in Padua. It's half an hour away from Venice. I don't have a great bond with my mother, I have to say. My father wasn't around. I think I had a lot of anger. I was rebellious, yeah. Shaving my hair, dressed in a different way, fighting against fascism and racism and violence. But I was quite lost, and that's when someone said, I'm going to London, do you want to come? I said, okay, let's go.
Just try and keep still for me, sir. I know it's uncomfortable.
When I first came to London, there was a gig to raise money for a campaign in Mexico, and Sergio and his friends were organizing it. There was lots of people, lots of noise. It was an empty factory in Brixton. It used to be a button factory, so there were buttons everywhere on the floor. The first time I saw Sergio, he had very long dreadlocks, and he had the beard all the way up here, so I could see only his eyes. Big brown eyes, very deep. He was wearing a woolen jumper with a massive daisy in front, this big. He said he could understand Italian perfectly. He didn't. I just went on and on. I told him my life story. He didn't understand a thing I was saying, but he was a great listener. And we got out and we kissed. I went on with him that night, and the first couple of days we just stayed with each other. I don't think we ever talked about being a couple, but it just happened.
In a couple of minutes, you suddenly feel that your chest feels a lot easier. All right?
He didn't talk much about himself, about his past. But I guess Sergio was quite lost too.
Should we wait here?
Yeah, just wait there. I'll be back to you in a moment, okay?
Can you leave it, please? Switch it off.
No, look, it's cool.
What do you mean it's cool? Just switch it off. You're not a baby, then. That's for kids.
I am a kid. I'm the doctor now. Ethan, put it away.
The doctor won't be happy if you...
Come here and let me lecture it in your ear.
Put that back, please.
I'm trying to help you.
Ethan, can you behave?
Any recess?
Ready? Yes.
Oh, we're happy for the handover, ignore him.
Well, are you going to write it down?
Yeah, I can do that, can't I? Go for it.
So this afternoon...
I am writing
Write
it.
the triage on here.
I will. You're interrupting. Yeah, go for it, I'm listening.
So this is...
I wanted to be a doctor when I was 9 years old.
When we arrived, she was running around the house, very, very anxious.
Running around the house?
Yeah, she was just like, oh, I can't breathe.
I grew up across India, England, and America. My family are spread out all over.
Hello. Hi, Dora, it's V. Sorry, I just got pulled away from the phone, which is why I missed you calling me back.
My grandfather was a professor of surgery, and my grandmother was a microbiology consultant. I just thought it's so good that they do so much for people, and I found that inspiring. As soon as I mentioned that I wanted to be a doctor, they very much encouraged me in applying to medical school. Everyone supported me. No one really said it can be really hard.
I would really like to go home soon.
I think at one point my mother did tell me, are you absolutely sure it requires a certain personality type? I don't know whether she was hinting that maybe I don't have it, but that was the only possible sense of realism that was given to me at any point in time. No one told me how awful it can be. No one.
Sometimes I think, should I just like open a little coffee shop and bake cakes and not...
That'd be lovely.
Just
I'd
not
be a
work.
florist. Yeah, I'd be a florist.
Can't be that much.
I'd quite like just be baking.
And also, like, when you open the door in the morning, your department would just smell like flowers, which would be nice, as opposed to the smell that I was greeted with this morning when I came into Majors.
St. George's Emergency.
4.5, 5.9, 6.4, 6.4.
Yep.
He's not saying anything,
Yep. Push bike or motor. All right, okay, thank you very much.
Adult male trauma call, ETA 10 minutes.
Another cyclist is being rushed to St George's after a collision with a van.
I have got a bike, but I haven't ridden it for about 2 years. I cycled to work twice in nearly 10 years I've worked here. I thought I was just going to get crushed by a bus. It was just a horrific experience. It's a cyclist versus car. They were fitting on scene on a Curry skull fracture. CT are ready. I'll let the nurses know. So the skull fracture itself is generally not the main issue. It's the injury to the brain underneath. You can have bleeding or bruising and then swelling in the brain as well, and that could be potentially very serious.
The 71-year-old cyclist's wife was travelling home at the time of the accident.
I got a phone call and he said, "It's Surrey Police here. There's been a serious accident. We're at your house." unmarked car outside with a police officer, and he said, let's go inside and sit down. And then he told me that Alan had been seriously injured on his bike. And we don't know if he's going to make it or not.
Ready? Right. Slide. So this is Alan. He's 71 years old. He's a cyclist. He's been hit by a van in approximately 40-mile-an-hour zone. He was wearing a helmet. He's got minor injury to the nose. He's got a fractured right clavicle that's closed. There's multiple rib fractures on that side.
Thank you. Right, we get him straight off the scoop and onto our monitoring, please. Oh, we got the monitor where we can see it? Yeah. Lovely. And a blood pressure?
I was just frantic. Was it going to be brain damage?
It's going to shine a light in your eyes, so I want you to look straight up to the ceiling.
What will I find when I get there?
So he got hit on the right side. Was wearing his helmet, had a seizure. Yeah.
71-year-old Alan has been involved in a collision with a van while cycling. His wife Jenny is on her way to the hospital.
I grew up in Germany, in Hamburg. I came to England in 1966 when I was 18.
Breathe in and hold your breath.
I found a room in West Kensington. The landlady had 2 rooms to let and said, I've got some people coming to look at the other room that's for rent. Can you be here, please, because you've got to get on with them. It was pouring with rain. We opened the door and there was this bedraggled scarecrow person. He had a checked shirt on and a tie and this tweed coat, which was very long. And of course it was all soaking wet. And I thought, oh my goodness. The landlady and I both knew that he was an architectural student and he had many years to go still. He seemed nice, so he got the room. He used to come to my room quite a lot to chat to me. Well, it became very obvious to me after a very short time that Alan wanted more than just being friends. And gradually, we started dating. Alan was a real gentleman. It was drinks and dancing and things like that. It all felt very special. I felt very special that he went to the effort of doing that for me. Maybe he also liked that I was very different to him and something very different to what he was used to.
Ready, steady, slide.
Right, I'll see you guys in 2 secs. Right to get the bloods now, that'd be lovely.
Alan's always found it very difficult to be emotional. He was quite contained. He'd been at boarding school from the age of, I think, about 9. His parents were in India. They took very little interest in him. He told me that any achievements at school, they were just dismissed. As far as love was concerned, there didn't seem to be a lot.
It's Alan, isn't it? While we're waiting for the report, I'm just going to examine your head and other bits and pieces, so we'll just take this off temporarily. Any pain up around the top of the head there?
No.
We got married on the 2nd of January, 71. And then I got pregnant. We have 2 children. I have a son and a daughter. Alan had a lot of love and helped quite a bit to start with, but then his business took over. And in some ways, Alan was quite an absent father, but he was a little bit like his parents, maybe. not emotionally engaged that much.
Let's have a look at your legs now.
On a practical level, he was always there for them. They both went to private schools, had a good education. We were very solid then, and things were going well. He had a nice house in a nice area. It's very lovely, it's very perfect. It's very much a bubble. There were no signs of anything going wrong.
Let's have a look at this.
But then, the bubble burst, didn't it?
Emergency department.
I'm bored.
Don't put it high, please.
I'm going on the bed.
No, the patient go on the bed.
I'm the patient.
No, you're not the patient, Ethan. You can't put your shoes on there. What is this?
Hi, my name's Nicola, one of the paediatric doctors. Just been having a look.
Oh, it's her.
Sorry. What are you doing on the bed?
Oh, you confused the poor doctor.
Your eyes are really good. I know you thought. My name's Nicola, one of the paediatric doctors. Do you mind if I have a little look? And then we'll get you upstairs and give you some antibiotics.
Sergio, hi. I've spoken to Rosa. She's just sorting out the kids and then she's coming over, OK? If you need anything, let us know.
Oh, muchas gracias.
You're welcome. A&E Resus.
Sergio has been given an emergency chest drain after he was involved in a collision with a car while training for a charity bike ride. Doctors now have the full results of his CT scan.
Sergio, I have good news for you. Your CT has come back and we were worried about the head, the neck, tummy. All of that's come back as all right, so we can take this off.
Are you comfortable like that?
Oh, you're Spanish.
Yeah. ¿Qué haces aquí? ¿Qué ibas con la bici o...?
Estamos haciendo un ride para Retorno Hospital.
Yeah.
Y acabo en un hospital.
We were against the system, you know, we were activists full-time. Gigs, meetings, demonstrations, squatting. It was a bit of a shock coming here and seeing really a lot of part of London just boarded up and not being used. And then on the other side, a lot of people living on the street. And those houses were there boarded up for someone to make profit on them. And the other people were freezing to death. So we would find an empty property. Sometimes we could find the door open and get in, you know, and live in there. We would occupy the houses and make a political statement out of it. You know, empty house, homeless people, they need a house, we go and move in. We're helping other people as well to have a place to stay. Sometimes we used to go together and look for food in supermarket skips at night. Yeah, we did that. You know, not because we were starving, because we didn't agree on the waste of food.
Sergio, how are you?
I can't deep breathe.
I know. That's because what's happening now, it's going to get a bit more sore because the lung's coming up. So now the drain is sitting against the lung and the lining. So it's irritating the lining a little bit. That's why I want you to sit forward, then that gives a bit of a space from behind. I think once we sit you up, then we can see what we can do with moving the drain a little bit, making you more comfortable.
It's going to be very painful.
Yeah. But if once you go, you go. Okay? Ready, steady. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
We went together to protest, but we didn't stay together, even because you can, you know, be all romantic and hold hands. In King's Cross there was a big one. It was reclaiming the street, and the police closed us all in a square. People say, okay, enough now, you have to go. And I say, I don't want to go. And that's when the violence starts, really, yeah. Because then it becomes a fine line between right and wrong. Sergio went to Italy when there was the big G8 demonstration, and someone was killed, an Italian young boy was killed by the police, and he escaped being seriously injured by the police just for a matter of seconds. I admire Sergio for what he believed in, and he was young and he thought he could change the world. But family is important, and I always wanted to have kids. That's what I always wanted. And settling down, I guess it's a compromise.
Hi there. My name's Chris. We spoke before. Let's get you to see Sergio.
Yeah.
Let's see him. Sergio, guess who I found?
Hello.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. My pleasure.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Serge. Ma sei caduto tu?
He volado, me he roto todo.
La bici, vabbè, chissà che la bici.
Cada vez que hablo me cuesta porque...
Non parlare allora, Serge.
A chest drain, even though it is a life-saving procedure, doesn't necessarily 100% equate to the patient not deteriorating. It can impact the person's ability to breathe.
Sergio, is the pain coming back?
I can't breathe.
Slow breath.
As deep a breath as you can, okay?
Slower though, okay?
Nice and slow.
Doctors will now administer stronger pain relief and monitor Sergio's breathing to ensure enough oxygen reaches his vital organs.
Okay, take this.
Gentle,
Yeah,
very good
it's just a
question.
syringe in your mouth, that's it.
The scan is good, okay? We just stay as we are, okay? No operation at the moment. Having said that, Sergio will probably change their mind.
I imagine people probably think being a doctor is a lot more glamorous than it necessarily is. I trained at Imperial in West London. I had a great time, but actually the reality of seeing and treating patients, that hits only once you start practicing.
And no trap in recess 3. Found with a 35cl bottle of vodka. Smells quite strongly of it. So wake up.
If you drink that in an hour.
The first day I started working in, I think it was obstetrics and gynecology, and I turned up without my stethoscope, but I had a pen.
Did you want any extra pain relief for that lady?
Poor. When I see you here, I just know I'm in for a busy day.
The toughest is definitely the time pressure. You already start your shift thinking, oh, it's busy. There are lots of patients waiting to be seen. There is lots to do. You start with a basal level of pressure, and then you have to continue to perform for the next 10 to 12 hours. I think probably far too regularly I have a moment where I just think, this is not great. I'm not able to deliver the care that I want to, and it just comes down to resources and money and time. Having a certain sense of idealism definitely helps, but I think it's harder today working in the NHS and working in emergency departments than it may have been maybe even 5 years ago. So yeah, there's no one particular moment. I think it's sort of a gradual sense of, oh my goodness, what have I got myself into?
CT is back.
CT report?
Yeah.
Let me just have a look.
Doctors now have the preliminary results of Alan's CT scans after he had a cycling accident earlier today. His wife Jenny is on her way to the hospital.
Hello, how's the pain at the moment? You've got a broken collarbone and a broken shoulder blade. That's why you're sore on that side, all right? Do you know if anyone called her at the time? Well, we'll find out, don't worry.
So you're calling cardiothoracics and...
He's got lots of rib fractures, scapular fracture, clavicle fracture, facial fractures. We need to do a max fracture referral as well, and possibly ophthalmology. We can manage that. Let's take it off for a sec. Do you feel sick?
Yeah, very hot.
Do you feel sick, though? No, OK. Just going to put a little bit of oxygen in your nose so we don't have to have that mask on, OK?
We're a couple. We had 2 children. We had a nice house in a nice area, and his business was going well. We were very protected from real life, but suddenly we were thrown into a kind of life that we didn't know. Our son was quite a well-adjusted little boy. He did well at school. He decided he wanted to join the police, which he did. Then he got married. Everything seemed to fall into place for him. He was on duty. He was chasing someone. It was icy, and my son slipped on a manhole cover, fell and broke his femur. It was horrible because we got a phone call about 3 o'clock in the morning saying your son's in hospital. Our son was devastated. He was taking painkillers and he carried on with his duties for a while. There came a point when the doctor said, I can't give you any more painkillers. So he sourced illegal painkillers on the internet and he got addicted to them.
Right, there's Alan. So let's get you out of this uncomfortable collar.
Okay.
What we're going to do is just sit you up a little bit. How's that? Okay, just relax there for a moment and just catch your breath. You can...
Is it okay if I bring his wife in?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can come see him.
Oh, darling. Sweetie, what have you done? All right. No.
So, I don't know if you're aware, but if we work our way down from top, he's broken the bones in his nose, and he's broken one of the bones around the eye here. Then as we work our way down in terms of... No brain injury, no. And then he's broken his collarbone here, and he's actually broken around the back and his shoulder blade, so that just needs a sling, which I'll get one of the A&E guys to just provide, just a sling for comfort.
Our son didn't actually tell us of all the problems that were going on for a while, and by the time we found out, it was almost too late. We were sympathetic towards the situation. We tried to help, but we were also very angry, very frustrated. Our son decided to resign from the police force because he knew what he'd done was illegal. And he really went to pieces, basically lost everything. Eventually his wife left him. He started using other drugs. I mean, he was using crack cocaine, I know that. I don't know what else. And he totally changed. He was, well, psychotic, really disturbed by what was happening to him. And that was difficult to see. We started questioning ourselves. Did we do anything wrong as parents? Did we cause this? And I don't think there's a simple answer to that. Alan found it very hard to cope with what was happening, and it was absolutely awful. because you feel, if it's your child, you feel you need to help, you want to help, and if you can't help, it's just a terrible feeling. There were certainly times when we thought there's no hope, there's nothing anybody can do, and maybe our son will die from this.
Recess. Hi, it's Melissa, ED consultant. I've just got a referral for you guys. I've got a 71-year-old cyclist that's gone into a van. He's got some complex facial fractures and infraorbital fracture. Yeah, he's going to be coming in under trauma. He's got a chest injury, a clavicle fracture, scapular fracture.
Hi Alan, you all right? My name's Megan, I'm one of the nurses. I'm just going to pop this under your arm, take your temperature. How's the pain at the moment?
Painful.
Painful, okay. Have you ever had morphine before?
Alan did try to be there for our son, we both did, but he was totally out of control. His whole life had gone to pieces. He had no future as far as he was concerned, and it actually resulted in him becoming homeless.
I'll get you pain relief. Wait.
You can phone him, yeah.
Yeah, of course you are. Don't worry. All right, I'll get you pain relief, okay?
Hello. I'm at the hospital with Daddy. Our son had gone from being a police officer to being homeless. But then he suddenly told us that he'd actually enrolled on a programme to get some help. And that's when we stepped in and we helped him to find somewhere to live. And from that moment on, he started making progress.
Hello. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to put this sling on your arm. It's going to help with the pain. Okay.
Our son's been very good sticking to the programme now, and he's trying to make something of his life again and to come out of this sort of deep, dark hole he was in. He's not using any hard drugs at all. He's clean. He's been clean for, 18 months to 2 years now. My son's relationship with Alan definitely improved over the years when he was in trouble, because Alan could give him a lot of practical help, and when he got the flat, Alan did the flat up for him, got it all ready, and by being around, he got a better understanding of where our son was. Alan now volunteers. He also works for the local food bank.
Come forwards a bit.
I'm a Samaritan as well as working as a psychotherapist. This experience has made us realise outside this bubble we live in, there are a lot of people who need help. That was a shock this morning.
I don't understand. I don't remember.
It completely caved in his windscreen.
Windscreen?
Yeah, it's all smashed in, as long as you're okay. Hello.
Alan, let me take this off. If you can come. That's it. And then I'm going to take you straight up to the ward.
Oh, it's only in bed?
Yeah, into a more comfortable one.
You didn't have to walk there.
You don't have to walk there.
No.
It's a bit far away.
You have this idea in your head of what being a doctor is like, and you have an idea of what you are going to be like as a doctor, and then you realise that actually when you see a patient, they may not respond to your treatment that you prescribe in a certain way, they may not respond to you in a certain way. It can be demoralising.
Honestly, I just think I should be a builder. I just chose the wrong industry.
But sometimes the patient reminds you of someone that you know or someone that you love. and other times you just see a patient and you know that you've done something to help them. You know you've reduced their pain, you've relieved their suffering, you've improved their life in some way. You know, that's the most irreplaceable feeling in the world. Sergio, how are you? In a lot of pain? Okay, let's get some morphine into you. Aridiana, can we get morphine?
Oral morphine, 10 milligrams.
Back then, we didn't want to be part of the normal life. We always chose to go the opposite direction. We wanted to be right in the middle of the fight. But we always knew that once we had children, that their life would have been too unstable for them. We always thought I was going to have girls before the age of 30. And I managed that. 2 girls. We decided to stop squatting because there's no fair on children. We wanted a place where there was always electricity, the heating was always on, there was always warm water, and nobody was going to come and knock at the door and kick us out. The stability did us good. I don't think Sergio needed to be rebellious anymore. He became a really good father, opinionated, but he listened to them. My father wasn't really there when I was growing up, and I missed him. Sergio, yeah, he's a good father. Really, at the end of the day, it's you and your close family, your unity, little circle you built. Sergio became focused on passing our beliefs on the children. The big mission now is to make them people that can change something.
Sergio will now be taken to a cardiothoracic ward, where doctors will continue treating the injury to his lung.
So I think we'll head up to the ward. I know you're still in pain, but up there you'll have a bed, all right? Just slower breaths, remember.
Alan was a broken person, really. I mean, not just his body, his mind was broken. He was so emotional. I've never, ever seen him like that before. The whole thing was really heartbreaking. You're working so hard. Okay.
My relationship with my son before my accident was quite distant. I now look back over that and regret that. Now I'm much more aware of his plight. I've become more compassionate. Now there's no question. He needs me there. He needs his father, and I just want to help.
The accident, he had a big impact on the girls. My eldest, she would, get up at night asking if I was lying to her, if that was really going to be okay.
Hi, Mama.
The recovery has been long, very long. This experience has changed me. My children have been the most important thing of my life. I'm trying to share with them how lucky we are to be here. You cannot change the world. You just can do what you can do. And family is everything I want to fight for. Family is everything.